On Hard Talk, we review and fact-check our duty bearers. They are tough talk.
You know JB Dankwa is not Ekufodo's blood relative. Are you aware?
How much do you give to NDC?
I cannot mention. I'm talking about roll of money.
Their promises and commitment to deliver the goods. We analyze, we probe, we research and investigate. We face the nation with facts and accurate news.
2020 is the era of the realization of the Pan-Africanism.
On Hard Talk, nothing is missing.
We put together the Creative Arts Bill. So now you can call it the Arts Bill. Where is it?
If there is no market, the industry collapses.
All the sides, all the angles.
When you have a government whose back is against the wall, and they are so desperately trying to change the conversation.
He has a way of, handling his issues.
The border closure affects Nigerians more than Ghanaians. How many Ghanaians actually applied that?
There will be never 100% anything on this end unless you go to God.
I love to be here.
I'm known around the world as the cream of creams, Kofi Asante Mensah. Join me on Hard Talk. Hard Talk, going behind the hard talk.
Welcome to Sports Therapy. Sports Therapy is a sports and entertainment TV show that deals with previews and reviews from all sporting faculties, from football, basketball, tennis, and boxing. I won't be doing this alone because I have celebrity guests in the studios with me as we discuss their favorite teams and why they support those sporting faculties. This show is segmented into 3 different sections. The first segment delves deep into analysis of the sporting faculty for the day, after which we go to the streets to take the views of the people on their favorite teams and predictions. And we give results of the week just passed. The second segment has to do with a celebrity guest in Studio B.
So if we need a striker, I think we need someone else to replace Lacazette for us to get to where the game exactly is.
And the third segment has to do with the trivial games of knowledge.
Mayweather has stayed in the face of Boston, so I think he is the best.
Catch me live on this station from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. every Wednesday.
Hi, when it comes to trending stories in the world of entertainment, you need an authentic platform to keep you updated.
That's where we come in with EP Extra on EP Radio TV.
On EP Extra, we bring you the most informative and interesting stories in the world of entertainment.
Coupled with the general public opinion on trending issues, we also bring you factors on social media.
A segment of EP Extra which highlights on social media trends for the day. So join me, Kelvin Fnk.
And me, Irene Pax. With me, your hot gossip.
At this time, live on EP Radio TV Africa. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
EP Extra, your infotainment hub.
Alright, it's another Monday and we are back to the studios of EP TV Africa. The program is EP Extra with me, Kelvin Fnk. We are coming to you live from our studios here in Accra, Ghana. I hope the weekend for you has been cool so far. We all know that it's basically a sporting season. The World Cup has officially kickstarted. So today's EP Extra, I'm taking you guys on a different roller coaster, a bit of sports, especially the entertainment factors in the opening that we had yesterday. The program is EP Extra with me, Kelvin Fnk, and we are coming to you live from our studios here in Accra, Ghana. Follow us on our various social media handles and let's get interactive. We are live on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube is EP TV Africa. You can also log on to our website www.eptvafrica.com. We're also streaming live on our radio platform. So today's EP Extra, as I made mention earlier on, we'll be talking a bit about sports. So I have the man of the moment, Ray. You all know Ray Benson. You've been seeing him from the screen behind me. His face is even more popular than me, who is talking right here. So Ray will be joining me a couple of minutes in the studio here, and of course another guest, David, will be talking a bit about the opening of the World Cup, which was done yesterday. And later on, we're bringing you updates about how in Nigeria, you all remember the update I brought to you about Freddie's marriage to Peggy, right? So yes, these two have officially had their traditional marriage in Delta State, Nigeria. It was indeed a sight to see. It was attended by top celebrities from the movie industry in Nigeria. And after that, I also have an update on what APC presidential candidate, our very own Tinubu, has reviewed is what is giving him BP in this era of election. So today's EP Extra basically is pretty packed. So I want you to sit down, relax, and join me. If you've not told a friend already, it is the right time for you to inform your friend that EP Extra is back on EP Radio TV. So let's go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back and talk more about today's program properly. We'll be right back.
Hi. When was the last time you read a good book or listened to a great poetry piece? Do you feel lazy doing either of them? You can be a part of the show as well. Just send me a DM, and like I always say, join me on MPYOB, let's chill.
All right, you're welcome back from that quick short commercial break. The program is EP Extra with me, Kelvin Fnk. If you're just logging on, you definitely logged on right on time. We are coming to you live from our studios here in Accra, Ghana. Our social media platform is currently scrolling right down on your screen. Now, before I went for that quick commercial break, I told you that today's EP Extra is pretty packed. I have right here in the studio with me Ray Benson, our very own DJ Ray. I know you as DJ Ray. If they know you as Ray Benson, based on what they've been seeing on screen here, may they enjoy it. Ray, how you doing?
I'm good.
I mean, it's been a while we had this convo.
Yeah, you know how it is now.
These are period, right? And I also have David Fnk, correct?
Yes,
yes.
Please.
David is also, I would call him a sport enthusiast, right?
Yes,
you're a sport expert, right? So today, let me just start basically. Let me start off from the World Cup opening, which was done yesterday. So I'll start with you, Ray. How was the entire presentation for you like?
It was up to standard. I mean, they said they spent up to more than $1 billion, if I'm not wrong, in putting together the whole World Cup. So we were all looking out to see something that was worth $1 billion. I wouldn't really say I saw it in the opening, but yeah, it was classy and it was nice.
Yeah. David, did you have the chance of watching the opening yesterday?
Yes, please.
What was your favorite part in the entire presentation? We all know Morgan Freeman was in there and a whole lot of other performances. What was your favorite part?
I think it is the Morgan Freeman speech.
Oh.
And the guy he came in with.
Oh, the guy
without legs, and it was touching. And you see the way they spent on it, they mean business. And they've shown that they didn't just request for the hosting of the World Cup, but they really wanted to do something to show their culture to the rest of the world.
So you believe what was displayed yesterday at the opening showed their culture properly?
Yes, please. Yes, please. It was above standard. They spent about 200 and something billion. The highest was 14 billion. And they spent around 200 and something billion. So they've set the bar so high for the next person to host.
Wow, we are hoping to see who carries the next hosting. But Ray, about the game, the opening game, involving the host nation and of course Ecuador. How do they pronounce? What is the other pronunciation of their name? Is it Ecuador?
It's Ecuador.
Ecuador, right?
Yeah, Ecuador.
Firstly, when you from the on point, who were you predicting to win that particular opening game?
I don't know, for some reason some people seem to have some high hopes for Qatar.
Yeah, I personally, I mean, I did.
You had wrong hopes because no disrespect to Qatar, but of all the nations who had hosted the World Cup prior to them hosting it, they are the lowest ranked team in terms of football. So before the match started, I already knew Ecuador would win, but I thought they would win by a bigger margin. I mean, I was expecting a 4-0, 5-0 game. Because against the host nation.
Then you mean these people?
It's not like I mean them, but they are not really the footballing type. It was just last year they started getting involved in, I think, Copa America and also in the Asian Cup and all those other stuff. So they are not really a footballing nation that I would expect them to dominate an Ecuador side or even get a draw. I knew they would lose, and it was the first time I think a host nation is losing.
Is losing. Yes. That was the first time?
Yes.
So they broke record. They made history.
Indeed, they broke
Just
the
as
record.
David said, they made history. I mean, they've set the bar with the opening. Definitely, they've also set
a wrong record in that part
in
terms of losing. But I mean, it was a decent game for Ecuador. From an Ecuador point of view, I would say they did well. There was a scare to I think Ena Valencia, who is their star player. The only person who had previous World Cup experience in the team, or from news I've gathered, I think he's fine and will be fit for the next match.
Okay. Well, when you talk about sports, Ray will be starting sports therapy pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
And of course, he's going to be breaking down, because some of the terms we mention for you right now are just the year with 1 year past. He's more of the sports person, so definitely as the World Cup progresses, his show will be coming up live pretty soon. David, let me ask you this. Have you seen this picture that is trending on social media about Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yes, please.
You've seen that particular picture?
Yes, please.
Before we talk about the general public's opinion, what do you think about these two sportsmen in a single picture together?
Okay, one word can describe both of them. Greatness.
Say that again?
Greatness.
Greatness. Yeah.
When you see something great, you should admire, not criticize. So, for longevity, both of them have set the bar so high because they've been playing active football for 15, 16 years. I mean, top of the world. And some of them are like Lionel Messi is having a great season. Last season, Ronaldo had a great season. This season, there has been some interruptions. But when you compare what they've done through the seasons, greatness.
But do you think this particular, because I'm looking from a perspective of entertainment, do you think this particular publication that was brought out by Louis Vuitton, correct?
Yes, please.
Do you think it's actually at the right time, looking at the World Cup? Do you think they brought out, because now we know they are brand ambassadors for Louis Vuitton, which is a fashion brand. So do you think this particular post is coming out at the right time? One
thing people don't know is that players look for life after football.
Life after football?
It's business-wise. This may be their last World Cup.
Okay.
So the attention, they did that to bring the attention to Ronaldo and Messi and feed on the fans' emotions. Because one will want Messi to win, the other wants Ronaldo to win, to settle the debate between both fans.
Because the picture really shows as if they are trying to banter each other over thinking who is going to win the chess game, right? Yeah.
So and you see, it's a perfect time because with this Ronaldo news and other things, it's a perfect time to drop the picture, and every attention will be on Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, so the marketing team of Louis Vuitton, they did very well.
They did very well. That will bring me to the question I wanted to ask you, because earlier on when we were discussing in the production room, you made mention of the fact that when you saw the case for the World Cup itself, it was designed by Louis Vuitton. What came to mind first when you saw that case that was holding the World Cup being designed by Louis Vuitton?
Well, I mean, first of all, the picture came out before even the World Cup opening happened. So
all right.
when we saw most people paid attention, I won't lie, to Ronaldo and Messi, not really regarding or seeing what was
under
the message. Until they went along to look who was tagged and they realized it was Louis Vuitton before the whole message came out. So when I saw the case of the World Cup opening, I felt, oh, okay. So it was actually Louis Vuitton that held the World Cup. I mean, the official trophy.
Yeah.
And they presented it in the opening. It was a nice feel, and the touch of the two goats, as we call them in football, was also nice.
It was also nice.
I think right timing, right occasion, right personalities to honor, just like David mentioned, to honor the two of them for the career they've both had. I mean, I'm a Ronaldo fan. Messi
okay. When you have your programs, you can decide on that who is your fan or not. Now, before I let the two of you go on the entertainment front, still in Ghana, we all know the World Cup in general has its own official theme song, which featured our very own Davido. Of course, that's where I'm going to talk from. But right now, let's focus in Ghana. Recently, there've been a couple of theme songs for the Black Stars that has been released, but I want to talk about the one that was released by Aquabua, and the fact that David, let me ask you this: Samini brought out a post saying that the song that has been released for the theme song is not pretty good. Do you honestly think first and foremost he was directing that to Aquabua, his colleague?
It can be. It can be so, because he didn't mention him by his name, but Aquabua has released a song about the Black Stars.
Yes.
Same as King Promise, same as Kent's music.
Okay.
And he's a creative. For a creative to criticize his fellow creative is quite something.
Yeah.
You didn't get the opportunity, but they gave an opportunity to another person to showcase what he can do.
But do you really think they gave them the opportunity, or they did it out of their own, spare time or something?
Okay, I think Akwaba did it on his own. But as I said, someone has done something.
Yeah.
If you think you can also do better, you go in the studio and do one for the Black Stars. But to criticize your fellow creative, I think he didn't do well. Okay. But there again, he was complaining about how difficult it is for you to learn the song. You see, these songs in Cool, there's something called Jama. These songs are supposed to cheer people, so it should be easy.
Yeah,
4 or 5 ways to pick up.
So indirectly, he's saying that these theme songs, it's
too much ways and it's difficult to learn. And how can the people who are cheering Black Stars sing this thing along when they are playing? So that was his point. But I think he should have done it in a better way.
Okay.
I think I get where David is coming from. I mean, we should all just be one in this moment.
Yes,
that's just what I think. Irrespective of who sang the song, Kenta's music, even if it was him, some mini Aquaba.
But I mean, honestly, I feel he was directing it to Aquaba. I feel.
It shouldn't be directed to. I feel like the post shouldn't have been made in the first
place.
Because we're all looking on getting behind Black Stars.
Yeah.
So if it is a complicated song that we get them to do well, fine. If it's an easy Jama, we all like Jama. We all know Jama. And I get his point, but we should just get behind the team because they really need us behind them.
Yeah. In order for you guys not to get confused, let me just read to you the exact post that Samini brought out after the quite number of team song for the Ghana Black Stars was released. So recently, in a post in his Twitter page, he indicated that the new Black Stars song, though, is English. There is super correct. If you see it, you know what I'm talking about. So the new Black Stars song, though, do we have to learn it before the World Cup with a question mark? Whoever choose it probably wrote it to E. Track na eye yasa. Well, the whole treating kind of there is it's not really, but I mean, you get a point basically from what David was saying. So I feel at the end of the day, according to Ray, we are looking forward to supporting the Black Stars in this World Cup in general. I wouldn't want to talk about predictions here, because this is not a show for predictions. The show for predictions is your show, and of course you and your guests. So before I let you guys go, your final words about, David, let me start with you. Your final words about the opening, just a recap about the opening in general. The entertaining aspect of the whole opening of the World Cup.
Okay, what I can say is that one thing, especially since we are Africans, I want to say it in an African view.
Yeah.
One thing we've learned that when you want to host something or when you want something to be done, you have to invest.
Exactly.
When you invest, more opportunities may come.
Yeah.
As Africans, when we are hosting programs, entertainment programs, sports programs, it doesn't matter. We should invest in our crafts, and we should use more of our own people. Yesterday, I was watching a preview of the setup and everything.
Yeah.
Immigrants were working.
Yeah.
But on the front page, their people were the ones. They showcase their people and their culture.
Okay.
So we Africans should learn from this and do same. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry to cut you. Don't you think South Africa kind of did similar when they had the privilege?
They hosted it. It was a nice event, but they didn't invest much into it, because after the World Cup, after a short while, that was it.
That was it.
You know, have you heard that they've brought any world this thing or African to South Africa again? No, you see. So we should make it that, because it's a room for investors to come to your country.
Yeah.
You see, and the perception we had of Qatar, that some people have a perception that it's a bad country, there are morals and stuff.
Yeah.
Because of this investment, people may have a soft heart towards them.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing, it's a great thing they did. I think they've done well.
Thank you very much, David. I really appreciate that. So, Ray, before I let you go, because I know they will definitely be seeing your face often in your program, Sports Therapy, about the whole World Cup and all that. What are your expectations for the coming games? I wouldn't want to particularly talk about the Black Stars. What are your expectations for the coming games? Already we know that people are scoring to giving each other. So what are your expectations?
Okay, I'll speak in two parts because my expectations are quite high for the African teams.
Right.
But then there's an expectation and then there's a reality of things. So
okay.
if I go with my expectation, I really want an African team to win
To
the World
win.
Cup.
Mm.
Irrespective of who it is, I'm rooting for Black Stars. But then the reality of things is that we are not there yet.
Okay.
Comparing our talents to the big boys, the Brazils, Argentinas, France, and all that. But then we would be fans and we would support the teams.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is that if I should predict or say who am I expecting to see in that final, maybe France, Portugal, Brazil, and Argentina. Those would be my 4 picks.
Okay.
But then coming to African team, if I want to see someone in the final, I mean Black Stars. Just remember why. You should go far for us.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for passing through. I mean, this is just a refresher conversation to let the viewers know that in the coming days, they'll be seeing you with your sports therapy program live here on EP TV Africa on our various platforms. So yes, with sports, this man's got you covered. Thank you so much, guys, for passing through. I really appreciate it. Okay. So that was it for the whole, opening of the Qatar 2022, which took place yesterday. And of course, I had a nice conversation with Ray and David. As I made mention earlier on, in the coming days, you'll be seeing Ray live on your screen right here on the same platform, talking to you about sports and the days as it progresses with the World Cup. So we'll go for a quick commercial break. When I come back, I'll be telling you about Eno Baroni, revealing to the general public how her own church destroyed her career in the music industry. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Sports Therapy. Sports Therapy is a sports and entertainment TV show that deals with previews and reviews from all sporting faculties, from football, basketball, tennis, and boxing. I won't be doing this alone because I have celebrity guests in the studios with me as we discuss their favorite teams and why they support those sporting faculties. This show is segmented into 3 different sections. The first segment delves deep into analysis of the sporting faculty for the day, after which we go to the streets to take the views of the people on their favorite teams and predictions. And we give results of the week just passed. The second segment has to do with the celebrity guest in Studio B.
So if we need a striker, I think we need someone else to replace Lacazette for us to get to where the game exactly is.
And the third segment has to do with the trivial games of knowledge.
Mayweather has stayed in the face of Boston, so I think he is the best.
Catch me live on this station from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. every Wednesday.
Hi, when it comes to trending stories in the world of entertainment, you need an authentic platform to keep you updated.
That's where we come in with EP Xtra on EP Radio TV.
On EP Extra, we bring you the most informative and interesting stories in the world of entertainment.
Coupled with the general public opinion on trending issues, we also bring you podcasts on social media.
A segment of EP Extra which highlights on social media trends for the day. So join me, Kelvin Fnk.
And me, Irene Pax. With me, your hot gossip.
At this time, live on EP Radio TV Africa. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
EP Extra, your infotainment hub.
All right, you're welcome back. The program is the EP Extra with me, Kelvin Fnk. If you're just logging on, you've kind of missed an insightful and, of course, entertaining conversation I had with Ray Benson and, of course, David Fnk, talking about the opening of the Qatar 2022, which took place yesterday, and the fact that in the coming days, Ray is going to be gracing your screens with updates about the whole World Cup 2022. I'm super sure it's something you would want to watch out to. Don't forget to follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. It's EP TV Africa. We're also streaming live on our various websites, www.eptvafrica.com and www.epradioafrica.com. Now, before I went for that quick commercial break, I was talking about how one of Ghana's finest, let me use the phrase, celebrated rapper or musician, Eno Baroni, the girl with the swag, coming out to reveal how her own church has destroyed her career. Now, in a recent interview, Eno Baroni, I don't know, seriously speaking, let me ask the question, for real? Well, let me tell you what the story is about. So, Eno Baroni, in a recent interview, revealed that her church is responsible for how or the current situation about her musical career, because when she started a musical career, you know, doing secular music, and the fact that she's actually from a Christian home, a staunch Christian home. Her church, a family church, was using her pictures for prayers and fasting, that her musical career should not progress or succeed. Eventually, probably, maybe their prayers has been answered. So I don't know if it was an angel of God that came to reveal to Eno Baroni that the prayers of her church has been answered, for she to come out in public to say that it is her church's prayer and fasting against her musical career that has actually destroyed her musical career. But this is, come on, yesterday and Sunday now, make we calm down for this situation. But this is what Eno Baroni is saying, revealing to the general public that it is a church that is responsible for how a musical career has gone down. I think Eno Baroni should look for a different excuse. We all know that nowadays the entertainment industry is growing tighter and tighter every day. Dope artists are coming up one after the other. So probably you're doing something that your fans are not really relating to anymore. Do something better. Don't put the blame on someone. This time around, she's putting the blame on the church. I don't go take him and be church boy. So I'm not going to take him. She shouldn't say that. But which Eno Baroni are the very best. We hope that in the coming days, she also fast and pray that the prayers of her church will not be answered. Let's see what pans out for Eno Baroni in the coming days. All right, now away from that, let me move straight into Nigeria and talk about her. In as much as I don't really like talking about these two, let me just talk about them because they are trending. Bobrisky and James Brown, aka W, whatever he calls himself. So, in a new development, these two attended an event over the weekend in Lagos, Nigeria. And we all know that Bobrisky is the queen, or they now call her the dethroned queen, while James Brown is now the present princess of Africa. Sorry for that, yeah. But James Brown is tagged as the princess of Africa. So in a recent coalition between these two, Bobrisky went for an event and James Brown came with his, I'm tempted to say her, his entourage. Nobody should call him a her, he's a he. So he came with his entourage and Bobrisky actually had a one-on-one feast with him at an event which took place in Lagos State, Nigeria. There's a third person involved in this particular event and her name is Papaya or Karika Papaya or so. But today I'm talking about the serious banter between Bobrisky and James Brown. There's a slight video to this. I would want you to watch this. I'll be right back. All right, so after this particular banter between Bobrisky and James Brown at an event which took place in Lagos State, Nigeria over the weekend, both of them have come out to give their own side of the story. James Brown is claiming to be the present princess of Africa, while Bobrisky is still claiming to be the reigning queen of the Cross-Dressing Association of Nigeria. Well, I'm just joking. That is not exactly what they say. But interestingly, these two have come out on social media to tell their own side of the story. But fans doesn't seem to be buying whatever angle the stories is coming out from, because they believe that these two are just looking for a way to trend. And yes, indeed, they are trending. You see how they are trending right now on my EP Xtra. You see the thing. But let's wish James Brown and Bobrisky all the very... And I'm so concerned about how people are identifying the two of them as hey. or Ghana man will say hey, Nigeria will say ha ha ha. There be him, he. They are male who dresses like ladies. So let's put the record straight. Yeah. So Bobrisky is a dude, the same thing as James Brown. No one should keep calling them he, her, or she, or princess or queen. Well, that's what happened over the weekend, and right now, which means in the camp of Bobrisky and James Brown, there is a serious woto. So in the coming days, if there is any update that is worth talking about, I'll talk about it right here on EP Extra. So away from that, let me move into something very, very interesting. Yes, a congratulatory news, I would say. It's about Nollywood actors Fred and Peggy's traditional wedding in Delta State, Nigeria. You know, when we talk about Delta State, I'm always happy that my state be that way they represent. Or, you know, they carry last. So yes, Freddie and Peggy had their traditional marriage in Delta State. Remember, in our previous episodes of EP Extra, I brought you an update on the fact that these two powerhouse in the movie industry are engaged, and yes, just over the weekend they had their traditional marriage in Delta State, Nigeria. It was attended by a whole lot of their colleagues, and of course, so it is after this, you know, their traditional marriage started popping up and all that. I was getting a backstory that even when they started dating a couple of years ago, a lot of people were like, it is never going to work, you know, two celebrities together. Come on, look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. These are power couples in the entertainment industry, so you never can tell. Maybe Peggy and Fred Leonard are the, you know, next power couple in the Nollywood movie industry. But yes, these two had their traditional marriage over the weekend in Delta State, Nigeria, and a big congratulations to them. Wish them all the very, very, very best. Away from that, let me end with this. So we all know that in Nigeria, it's pretty much a political season in the country, and various political parties are trying to by the trust of the citizens, by the trust of their fans and supporters, one way or the other. Some of them are regularly going for interviews. I wouldn't mention names. Some of them are even doing skits. I will still not mention names, but today I want to talk to you about our very own Tinubu, the man who we all believe, or we all know he has 4 eyes. So Tinubu in a recent video says that, or better still, APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu reviews what social media does to his BP. So if by now this man is suffering from BP, do you guys honestly think he's capable of ruling Nigeria when elected as president? I'm not talking politics. Let's just watch Bola Tinubu's comments about social media and what it does to him. I'll be right back after this video.
I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please. Forget it.
So that was APC's presidential candidate, their very own Bola Tinubu, revealing that social media, as over time, you know, the kind of comments he receives and reactions he receives from social media gives him BP. For those of you who don't understand BP, blood pressure. For those of you who still don't understand BP, HBP, high blood pressure. So he's saying that he doesn't, you know, listen to comments and reactions from social media platforms anymore, because whenever he does that, he gets BP. Really? So what will happen if you become president and people start bashing you? This one, to pass BP, to pass SS BP. Wish him all the very best and see what pans out for him as the presidential election progresses in Nigeria, general election at large. So basically, those are all the stories I have for you on today's EP Extra Monday's edition with me, Kelvin Fnk, which came to you live from our studios here in Accra, Ghana. And if you just log in on, you've kind of missed the entire stories. Basically, we want to apologize to our fans for coming a bit late because we have some slight technical issue, but we promise that in our Wednesday's edition, we'll be back right on time. Don't forget to follow us on our various social media handles, and let's get interactive. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can easily access us wherever you are all around the world. We are accessible on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube is EPTV Africa. We are also right there on our website, www.eptvafrica.com, and also www.epradioafrica.com. Once again, my name is Kelvin Fnk. I want to say a very big thank you to my guest who you saw earlier on. Of course, David is a guest, but Ray Benson is not a guest. He's an in-house person who, of course, you'll be seeing his program in the coming days. So, and I also want to say a very big thank you to the entire team for putting today's EP Extra together. We are back on Wednesday with another EP Extra. It's a wrap from me. You need an authentic platform to keep you updated.
That's where we come in with EP Extra on EP Radio TV.
On EP Extra, we bring you the most informative and interesting stories in the world of entertainment.
Coupled with the general public opinion on trending issues, we also bring you podcasts on social media.
A segment of EP Extra which highlights on social media trends for the day. So join me, Kelvin Fnk.
And me, Irene Pax. With me, your hot gossip.
At this time, live on EP Radio TV Africa. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
EP Extra, your infotainment hub.
On Hard Talk, we review and fact-check our duty bearers. They are tough talk.
You know JB Dankwa is not Ekufodo's blood relative. Are you aware?
How much do you give to NDC?
I cannot mention. I'm talking about role of money.
Their promises and commitment to deliver the goods. We analyze, we probe, we research and investigate. We face the nation with facts and accurate news.
2020 is the era of the realization of the Pan-Africanism.
On Hard Talk, nothing is missing.
We put together the Creative Arts Bill. So now you can call it the Arts Bill. Where is it?
If there is no market, the industry collapses.
All the sides, all the angles.
When you have a government whose back is against the wall, and they are so desperately trying to change the conversation.
He has a way of, handling his issues.
The border closure affects Nigerians more than Ghanaians. How many Ghanaians actually apply that?
There will be never 100% anything on this earth unless you go to God.
I love to be here.
I'm known around the world as the cream of creams, Kofi Asante Mensah. Join me on Hard Talk. Hard Talk, going behind the hard talk.
Hi. When was the last time you read a good book or listened to a great poetry piece? Do you feel lazy doing either of them? You can be a part of the show as well. Just send me a DM, and like I always say, join me, your man PYOB. Let's chill.
Welcome to Sports Therapy. Sports Therapy is a sports and entertainment TV show that deals with previews and reviews from all sporting faculties, from football, basketball, tennis, and boxing. I won't be doing this alone because I have celebrity guests in the studios with me as we discuss their favorite teams and why they support those sporting faculties. This show is segmented into 3 different sections. The first segment delves deep into analysis of the sporting faculty for the day, after which we go to the streets to take the views of the people on their favorite teams and predictions. And we give results of the week just passed. The second segment has to do with a celebrity guest in Studio B.
So if we need a striker, I think we need someone else to replace Lacazette for us to get to where the game exactly is.
And the third segment has to do with the trivial games of knowledge.
Mayweather has changed the face of boxing, so I think he is the best.
Catch me live on this station from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. every Wednesday.
Hi, When it comes to trending stories in the world of entertainment, you need an authentic platform to keep you updated.
That's where we come in with EP Extra on EP Radio TV.
On EP Extra, we bring you the most informative and interesting stories in the world of entertainment.
Coupled with the general public opinion on trending issues, we also bring you podcasts on social media.
A segment of EP Extra which highlights on social media trends for the day. So join me, Kelvin Fnk.
And me, Irene Pat. With me, your hot gossip.
At this time, live on EP Radio TV Africa. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
EP Extra, your infotainment hub.